Hola everybody! I've had a really interesting week here in Costa Rica. I hope you're having a good week too. I've spent the last week doing some really interesting things. Last week we went over to a town called Nicoya, sort of in the heart of the Nicoya Peninsula, to check out the area for possible investment. I've got a friend who is also looking to buy some properties in a mountainous area. We both are very interested in doing some agricultural activities, maybe growing some fruit and vegetables, helping out the economy here, and maybe even hiring some people to help us, some of the locals in this area that need some work. And we really love the Nicoya area. If you don't know much about Nicoya, it is in the blue zone of Costa Rica. So the blue zone is an area where people tend to live to be over 100 years old. And it's because of the lifestyle, the health, the food, and the culture. And I must say the area had a really good vibe to it. It also looks like economically it's weathered the pandemic very well. So as a real estate investor, this is something I look for to make sure that, you know, it's not a one-horse town, so to speak, something that might crash in the event of another downturn. But it definitely had a good variety of industries in that area. Main industries in that area are tourism and agriculture, primarily cattle farming, but there's all kinds of other farming there too. So we're looking to go back there actually this week to maybe look a little closer at some properties. So we're looking forward to that. And there's another thing that I've been doing a lot this week. Since I've come to Costa Rica, I have been doing this little habit, and that's been listening to my old radio station that I used to listen to in Calgary, which used to be a really wonderful talk radio station. And I had several talk show hosts that I love to follow. Unfortunately, because they did get people thinking, they have been, I guess, fired. They were removed from the radio station and replaced with, I'm going to call it propaganda media. They're calling it an all-news radio station, but I've been listening a little bit to it, and it's really all propaganda all day long now. And I've been listening to it almost every day for about 5 to 20 minutes a day, just to see what kind of messaging they were feeding the general public. And really, most mornings I've been really quite disturbed by the messaging that they've been providing. But a little over a week ago, I stopped doing this. And the reason for that was I turned on the radio station that one morning, and within 5 minutes, I felt something was very different. And I realized what was happening to me. This was a commercial that came on, and it was a long commercial, very repetitive one, and I almost immediately fell into a trance. I almost immediately felt like I was being hypnotized. And as soon as I realized that, I turned off the station, and I've got to tell you, I was in a haze that whole day. I felt like I was a walking zombie the entire day. I literally feel like I was hypnotized within 5 minutes on that radio station, just listening to it. So I have since stopped listening to that station. In fact, I have stopped listening to all kinds of mainstream media. And the reason for that is because I've realized people are starting to wake up. And what they're doing now is that they're putting out the propaganda and the hypnosis on mainstream media like never before. They're really trying to get everyone hypnotized and entranced And I don't know about you, but I've observed many people acting really strangely, and believing things that are really odd. And you just can't change their mind. It's because they've been, I guess, hypnotized to regurgitate all this propaganda that they've been fed. And that's literally what I'm hearing as a response for every question that I ask is, the lines that the mainstream media has been feeding us, which, when I ask them if it makes any sense, well, they just say, whatever, you believe what you want to believe. They don't actually want to think. And that makes me really sad, because it's not only taking away humanity's ability to think, which, come on, this is why we're so successful as a species, right? We have the ability to think and do things that other animals do not. And for some reason, the overlords are trying to take this ability away from us. And unfortunately, with some people, it has been very successful. So this is something that I think, everyone needs to take stock of right now, and maybe look at, pay attention to what you're consuming at the moment. Are you consuming mainstream media that's controlled by the government? Because just about all of that is propaganda, and it's hypnotic. I hate to say it, it really is. I challenge you, if you don't believe me, just take 1 week or even 1 day where you turn all of that media off. Better yet, turn everything off. Turn your social, just for 1 day, turn off social media, turn off any kind of news, and see how you're feeling. Are you feeling a little bit dazed and in a haze like I did when I'm quite certain I was trying to be hypnotized there? And it's something that maybe you should give yourself as a gift, a little bit of a cleansing. Humanity does, as humans, we need a mental cleansing every once in a while. We need to separate ourselves from our gadgets and all the energies and messages that are bombarding us. And, we've been bombarded constantly for many, many years now with all kinds of negative, divisive messaging, and it's only ramping up. So now's a good time to take a break. Put that on the back shelf. If you must know what's going on in the world, maybe read a news article and pay attention to all the repetitive messaging that's in there, so that you don't get sucked in by, the narrative that they're trying to feed you. But especially anything with sound, because sound is how they're hypnotizing all of us. Don't listen to anything that's propaganda related with sound in it, because that will just hypnotize you immediately. Now, since I've removed all of this from my life, I have also realized there's been some negative energies, with relationships and stuff that I felt blockages with, and I've had to clear. It's been, it's not always an easy process to clear blockages, but it's a necessary one. And I have felt, like I've needed a lot more rest. To be honest, hypnosis really draws a lot of energy out of you. So if you do this, don't be surprised if you are extremely tired and you need a lot of rest. Give yourself that gift. Give yourself a lot more sleep. Take yourself out to nature. Some of the gurus I've been watching have said, our planet is actually having an energetic shift right now, and to benefit from that, walk around barefoot on the soil, on the ground. So I've been doing a lot of walking on the beach barefoot, diving into the ocean, sucking in nature, and all of its positive energies as much as possible. And I hope that you can do that as well. If you can't get out into nature, and I know in Canada it's really cold right now, you may not want to do that, but there's other things you can do. Spend some time laughing, watch your favorite comedy show, dance, listen to positive, uplifting music. There's other ways to get your energies up into a positive energy level. Raise your energy and take in as much from nature as you can. So I hope that you have a really good week. Let me know if you take up the challenge and how it's going for you. Add those to the comments. And wishing you all pura vida. Ciao.